Hello, this is Eric Davis with Let's Chop It Up. Listen, I want to welcome you to our very first podcast here on YouTube with Let's Chop It Up. We are so excited to be bringing this to you. It's been a long time coming. We are so overjoyed that God has afforded us this opportunity to impact the lives of men, and we are thankful for it. Listen, I need you to do something real quick before we get into it. I need you to subscribe to the YouTube page. I need you to go on there and subscribe, tell friends, family. I need you to help us out. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by February the 7th of 2025. All right. February the 7th, 2025, we're looking to do 1,000 subscribers, and I need your help. Also, you can go to the Facebook page. We're trying to get 400 followers by December the 25th. All right, so there'll be more to come. And then go to all social media platforms, TikTok. We also have a Gmail page. Eric Davis, Let's Chop It Up. So we're doing some good things. Listen, wanted to just say thank you to a lot of people who have encouraged me along the way. I have a special shout out to a young lady who has pushed me and said, Elder Davis, we're going to get this done. I'm with you. Whatever we're going to do, has walked me through this process. Renee has been absolutely wonderful. Khalees, my daughter, has been helping also. They have been absolutely wonderful. They're handling all this technical stuff. And so we are just thankful for this. We're just real men having real conversation, and we're seeking real results. And it takes a team to make this thing go. I just want to say thank you to them. First and foremost, thank you to you, the viewers that are watching. I hope this is a blessing for you. And just wanted to come on tonight to have a conversation that was on my heart. And I really, really pray that this is a platform that you can come and your life will be changed. You'll get some insight on some things that we're going to talk about and discuss. Have you made yourself emotionally available? And I know you're going to be saying, wow, what is he talking about? Uh, we as men, a lot of times, we don't deal with emotions often, or we don't deal with emotions in a healthy manner. And I can speak for myself as years have gone on and dealing with certain things, and we have the weight of the world on us. We deal with so many situations, and we're young and we start having family, have starting children to have family, cares of life. Life starts life, and we're going on and we're going on, and we don't have an outlet for our emotional state. Yes, you can be in a healthy place physically, you can try to be in a healthy place spiritually, but your emotional state may not be there. So a lot of times we as men, we check out. We'll check out. So when something starts going on and we don't have an outlet for it, we emotionally don't know how to handle these things. And so tonight we just want to talk a little bit about, have you made yourself emotionally available? And it really is an important thing when we start dealing with relationships. That's not just man, woman, those are people that you hang with, cats that you kick it with, the relationship you have on your job, the relationship you have with friends and family. A lot of things, because we have not unpacked a lot of things that we've dealt with in our past, a lot of things that we're dealing with currently, sometimes it causes us to emotionally check out. When a situation occurs and we don't know how to handle it, we can check completely out. I can speak for myself. I've had times where I've gotten into a place and just been completely quiet. My wife will say, hey, what's wrong in the past? My wife will say, you all right? Yeah, I'm fine. Anytime we answer in shortness, there's something there. All right. So we need to learn how to emotionally tap into that thing and understand that it's okay sometimes. It's okay to not have an answer for what you're dealing with. It's okay to not be okay. I think a lot of times we put on a facade of we got to be this, we got to be that, we got to be right, we got to be on top of things, we got to be healthy, we got to be the provider, we got to have the answers, we got to make sure this is done, we got to make sure that is done. Sometimes it's okay not to be okay. And I think that's where we fail a lot of times in relationship, because we figure we have to be on all the time. And bro, you ain't got to be on all the time. It's not good for you to be on all the time, because you got to have a place where you can unpack all that. You can decompress, and that's the word I was looking for. You can decompress. And when you decompress, you release all of that weight, that drama, that trauma, that all that is built up, because a lot of times it'll be the simple things that cause us to stumble in our emotional state. A lot of times, I said in a post a week or so ago, we carry baggage, brothers. And listen, I know we talk about ladies carrying baggage, but we carry baggage. Whether we want to believe it or not, we carry baggage, and we got to learn to unpack that baggage. We got to learn to take it out piece by piece, unfold it, get the wrinkles out of it, find out why we're dealing with what we're dealing with, the things of our past. I was talking to my wife last week sometime. I literally thought about something that happened years ago. And we're talking 10, 12, 13 years ago. And I was still dealing with that thing. Not even though it was something that had crept back up in my mind and something I had forgotten about. And it started creeping back up. And I said that I never really apologized for the situation and what had happened. And it was on me. My emotional state wasn't good. And when I went to her and I said to her, I said, I need to apologize to you. And she looked at me right crazy and said, for what? And when I told her why, she said to me, she said, baby, she said, I don't even remember that stuff. She said, I don't try to remember that stuff. She said, we're in a good place. God has kept us and we moving forward. And that blessed me because I was carrying something that was weighing me down in a state, and it was causing me to check out emotionally because I had put this weight on myself of what had happened in the past. And what we got to understand, brothers, what's in the past is just that. It's in the past. We can't change it. All we can do is thank God we lived through it, grow from it, and move forward. All right. These are things we got to work on, things we got to continue to be forceful in making sure that we're striving to be better. We can't get caught up in what we did do, what happened, because those things will cause us to be stagnated in everything we got going on. It's amazing how those things will cause us to stumble, will cause us to be short in our answering in our discussion with loved ones, especially if you have a spouse or a significant other and you got children. You don't, sometimes I didn't know why I was the way I was, why I was responding the way I was, why I was reacting the way I was. And my wife would say, are you okay? And I would say, yeah, I'm okay. But I wasn't okay. And I didn't understand why I wasn't okay. Because I had to be on all the time. And you don't have to be on all the time because you have to have a safe space. And that's what this whole thing is about. We want this to be a safe space for you to come, to unpack, to unwind, to breathe, to let it out, the things that you're dealing with, because we want you to be better. In our first live event, and also let me plug that real quick. We will have our second live event next Saturday, November the 23rd at 447 Dove Road in Cameron, North Carolina. We had an awesome time. We got some breakthrough. We talked about some things. People got released. They got some relief. Brother said to me about a week after that, he said, Elder, that was the best night of sleep I had had in years. And that completely blessed me. He was dealing with so much grief about situations that had happened to him in his life at the age he was, and the situation that hurt him. He was hurt. And for him to get relief and to get it out and to talk about it, and understand there were people that were standing beside him to encourage him and lift him up, that blessed him. And that's what this is about. We got to be there for one another. Listen, if we can't talk to each other about this, who can we talk to? We got to have a safe space where men can talk to other men. It's great that we have spouses. It's great that we got girlfriends, significant others, and homeboys and cats that we talk to. But you got to have a safe space where you can bleed and heal while you're bleeding, if that makes sense to you. You got to have a space that you can heal while you're bleeding. All right. Because you're going to bleed. And at a certain point, you're going to start clotting. And that clotting means you're going to start healing. And that soreness and that hurt is going to start sewing up, and it's going to start healing. It's going to seal, and then it's going to scar. And then after a while, you're going to be okay. All right. You're going to be okay. We're going to make it. Listen, we're going to make it through this thing together. We're going to stay prevalent and relevant in the lives of each other. All right. I want you to know we're here for you. This is something that we have been in prayer about. And I thank God that He allowed me to meet up with people, to gain access to people who knew what I needed to help this thing go forward. And I want to thank God for that. I need you to just understand that sometimes we read too much into situations. Sometimes we read. I was reading so much into that situation that my wife blessed me. She didn't even know when she said that a weight was lifted off me. So I want you to understand that we're going to get through this together. We're going to make sure that we are healthy in our mental, we're healthy in our emotional, all right, we're healthy in our spiritual. We're going to be coming at you with daily devotions. We're going to be coming at you with just topics. I know some of you have already seen the video. We've been putting out content. We're going to continue to put out content. Listen, I need you to help me with this. I need you to tag it. I need you to subscribe. I need you to share it. But listen, we're going to touch lives of men, and we're going to help them be better. All right, I'm going to get better, and you're going to get better. We're going to get better together. All right. There is no right or wrong answer for these. We're going to talk about some things. We're actually going to go live and have a live broadcast where we can interact and talk. That's upcoming as well. We're working on that. But right now, I just want to come to you on this very first podcast, which I am absolutely excited about. I'm trying not to talk too fast. I know my agent is gonna say you talking too fast, Elder, slow down. But I just want you to know that I have a heart for this. This is what God has put on my heart to do, and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. And with your help, we're going to touch the lives of men. And we trying to go all over the world. There is no limit in what God can do, and we're going to stay prevalent and stay relevant in the lives of each other. And I want you to be better. I want you to be blessed. I want you to be full. I want you to be nourished. I want you to be undergirded. Man, we're going to talk about some situations, some things that we deal with that you may not even deal with. I know we got barbershop talk, and that's all good. Amen. That's all good. We want to touch some things and break up some ground and get to the root of some things and why we're dealing with things the way we deal with them, and how do we get better and heal from those things that will help those around us. How do we appreciate one another? Do you feel appreciated? Do you feel valued? uh, are you emotionally checked out and don't even know you emotionally checked out? A lot of times we don't even know we're emotionally checked out. We don't know why we're dealing with the things we're dealing with. It's because a lot of times, and I'm speaking for self, a lot of times it's things in our past that we did not unpack, and they've stayed there, and they've went dormant, and then situations happen where that thing rises itself up back again, and now you got to deal with that, and you're lashing out. You don't know why you lash out. You're short. You don't know why you're short. All right. You get recluse. You become a recluse, and you don't know why. When your personality is to be outgoing. All right. So we're going to deal with a lot of situations and hoping that you can get something from this. We want to touch bases on a few things. You allow me to. I've got my notes. How and why do we emotionally check out? Partly is we don't like to deal with the weight of situations. All right. We don't like to deal with the weight of situations because we have gone through so much, and we've got so many demands on us as men. We've got so many things thrown at us as men. We're looked to do so many things as men. There is a criteria. We got to do this, and this. All right. A lot of times we put that criteria on ourselves because we've been taught that way. You got to take care of this. A man does 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 this. All right. But are we taught that a man can emotionally sit down and go sit on a couch, a psychologist's couch, and deal with his emotions? It's okay if you get in a spot and you get so emotionally overwhelmed that you cry. It's okay, because what you're doing, you're releasing that energy. You're releasing that weight. It's okay. You know, all we used to hear back in the day, real men don't cry. That's a lie. And we're just gonna call it what it is. All right. Because you gotta have a release valve. You gotta have a time where you just say, okay, I gotta get this off me. All right. I gotta get this off me. But it's always good to have someone else that you can call on, that you can talk to, that you can release things with, that will not judge you, that will listen to you. Somewhere, someone, or something, some people where you feel safe. So we have to learn to unpack what we're dealing with. All right. True conversation in a safe environment is one. All right. You can journal it if you have to. Learn to exhale. Learn to exhale. Learn to laugh. I love watching comedy. It is my release after a long day. It is my release when I'm dealing with things. I just love laughter. I love being in a space where I can release all of that. And it makes me feel so much better. A wonderful wife, I can talk to her as well. But I also just love to laugh. That releases so much for me. That is my place of release. Prayer is always in demand. Pray, ask God to give you guidance and wisdom. A lot of times in relationships, I know in mine, I have asked God, give me what to say to my spouse. And he has always, every time, done it. You may not be at that place, but you just pray about it, talk about it, learn what to say and what not to say. Meditation is always key. All right. Get to a quiet place. And I want you to do something. Take time for yourself and examine yourself. Now, that's key. Be mindful of who you are, but you got to be honest about who you are. All right. That is the key to your coming out and being emotionally back to where you need to be. Take time for yourself, examine yourself. No one knows you better than you. All right. So I need you to do that. Take time for yourself, examine yourself, and give yourself some space to grow. All right. Give yourself space to grow. Give yourself time to grow. Give yourself time to get through and process what you're dealing with. Give yourself time to heal. All right. Because a lot of times we as men, we don't want to talk about when we've been hurt. And now we gotta heal. We will be hurt and move on to the next thing. And we'll take that hurt and move it on, and we'll hurt in another situation. We'll hurt someone else. All right. Someone else will have to deal with that baggage of that hurt that we just carried. And we didn't unpack that baggage. We didn't unpack that hurt. So now someone else is going to have to deal with that baggage that we brought into that relationship. All right. So I need you to really do a self-check. All right. Get to a quiet place. Examine yourself. Examine what you've been dealing with. Examine what's going on with you. Understand that it's okay not to be okay. And you need to really see why you have emotionally checked out, if that's the case. All right. Well, we're going to deal with a lot more situations, man. I just wanted to come on here tonight and share that with you. That was on my heart. We got to make sure that we're equipped to handle what we're going through. All right. Make sure you're equipped to handle what you're going through. And that's emotionally, spiritually, physically, psychologically. Make sure you're equipped to handle it. A lot of times we have these things that help us, whether it be through writing them down, like I said earlier, whether it be through prayer, whether it be through meditation, whether it be through watching something on television that make you laugh, reading a book, just taking a walk, exercising, jogging, whatever it is going to help you release and help you emotionally regain what you've lost. All right. So I want you to just take a minute and think about those things. Listen, we're gonna be coming back at you real soon. We're gonna chop it up a little later on. But don't forget, I need you to help me now. I need you to help me subscribe. Go to the YouTube page, subscribe. We're trying to do 1,000 subscribers by February the 7th, 2025. All right. Go to the YouTube page, subscribe, like, share. Listen, we want to be better. We want to change the lives of men for the better, all ages. We middle age, teenagers, young men, 20-year-olds, 30s, 40s, 50. We're going to run the gambit. All right. We're going to chop it up. We're going to talk about some things because a lot of us in our 50s now have been in every stage of life that the people below us have dealt with. I was talking to someone the other day. At my job, I have a team of about 20 people. And I said, I'm the oldest person. I've been in every stage of life that those guys are in. So I'm equipped in that aspect to understand and know what they're going through and how to help them come through it. All right. And that's what this whole thing is about, to help men get to their rightful place and where God has them to be. Listen, we're going to be chopping it up. Real men, real conversation, seeking real results. Don't forget, next Saturday, we will be live in Cameron at 447 Dove Road. I want you to come. It's going to be a safe space. We're going to chop it up. We're going to deal with some situations. We're going to get some results in this thing, and we're going to come out better for it. Stay tuned. We will be putting out more content to the YouTube channel. Go to the Facebook page. Hey, listen, I need you to flood that Facebook page and help me get these follows up. All right. We love you. We appreciate you. We thank God for you. We're going to be chopping it up real soon. Listen, live on purpose, love on purpose, and I'll holler at you later.